Hello, everybody. This is James Bond, Sean Connery. Some people know me as, and I'm here in a cameo with my friend. This is Roger Moore. Yes. And what do we have in common? What is it, Roger? I would say a couple things add up. 4 and 3. Yes. Yes, indeed. Uh, so this cameo is for Rob, an introduction to his special episode of old style classics baseball cards. But we're gonna add some class back to this channel, and we're gonna drop the baseball pot, and we're gonna do a special entertainment episode. So we're leaving this message for Rob for you guys, and so let's class this act up. We had to ditch Bill Clinton. He got into it with Richard Nixon, and they're just a little too crude. And I believe that Rob's got a card here that them boys are going to be all worked up about. I'd be worked up about it. Roger, you know about this. Oh, indeed I do. I worked with her when she was brand new. Good. Well, anyways, special episode for Rob. Rob, good luck on this episode of a little bit of 007. So 007, let's just say. Alright, Rob. Have a good episode, and we'll be watching. See you later. Hey, everybody. Hey, thank you. Thank you indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you for tuning into Old Style Classics 007 cards. Indeed. Maybe we should open up some Moet, Dom Perignon, smoke some Cohibas, Cuban cigars, and not get a disappointing cognac from 1955. It's got a little Bombois to it, but a little Bordangeois. So hey, everybody, welcome to Old Style Classics baseball cards. And like a billiards table, I've been racking my brain. What do I want to do today? And I reckon I'm going to move on to doing some entertainment cards, because they're pretty easy. They're all pretty much together in groups like movies and franchises. So here we go on Old Style 007 cards. So most of them will be autographs, but got a few hits. Picked up some of these different hobby boxes they had looking for autographs, and I did okay. Not great, but I did all right. But here's one of the cards I pulled. Mr. Roger Moore. Yes, Rob, this is Roger Moore. I loved Roger Moore's James Bond. That was when I grew up. So late 70s and through the 80s is when I first discovered James Bond. And I mean, you know, how could you go wrong? Some of those movies just excellent. Some of them are bad, but I mean, The Spy Who Loved Me, Live and Let Die, you know, Jane Seymour, Octopussy, probably, if not one of the top 3 James Bond movies of all time. View to a Kill. Who doesn't remember View to a Kill? I remember going to the theater to see that. After we moved to New Mexico, the Highland Theater, we saw A View to a Kill, and that was when Duran Duran was super huge, and we just saw Duran Duran about 2 years ago, I guess now, a year and a half. Shout out to Comedy Collector for him going to see the Foo Fighters yesterday. So or the other day, I should say. So that's cool. He likes going to concerts too. Haven't been to one in a while. At 156 subscribers, so thank you for whoever else signed on. If anyone else would like to sign on and subscribe to Old Style Classics baseball cards and other hobbies, I really appreciate it. Shout out to Half Century Collector, collecting cards. Sent me a message or responded to my message, so thank you all. Reached out to ASR Roy, let him know I got his message, and I'll try to put something together, see if he can answer a few more things for me, so I can figure out what it is that he likes. But anyways, so this is a metal card, Live and Let Die. So a short print, SP metal card, June 1973. So I was very, very young. I was obviously not old enough to go see that. But that is 21 of 100 on that card there. Let me bring out the classy stick, my conductor's baton or wand. 21 of 100. And this card is from, let's get the old magnifying glass out here. I believe 2018. Alright. So, insert in one of those hobby boxes. Probably, well, we'll see how many I picked up, because I think you got one in each. Alright, so the biggest James Bond thing that I actually got, 007 shelf, is a numbered card, 17 of 200. This card contains authentic wardrobe material worn by Daniel Craig as James Bond and Quantum of Solace. So that's pretty sweet. PR17. SciHobby.com might be the printers. I can't quite see. Ridding House. So, but this is a cool card. It's a relic of that shirt that he's wearing there, or the jacket. So James Bond for Quantum of Solace. Pretty good movie. There goes the air conditioner. So haven't got Daniel Craig to stop by and say hi yet. We'll work on that. Alright, everybody. So now these are just I put the best ones at the end, so you're gonna have to stick around till the end to see the best what I got. But this one's pretty cool. This is Dave Hedson as Felix Leither. So that's an ongoing character, different actors, but he played him in the 80s. I think he might have been in with Roger Moore. I'm not sure. I know for sure he was with Timothy Dalton. So Timothy Dalton had 2 movies as James Bond. One was pretty bad, and that might have been this one. And then The Living Daylights. I think that's the good one with Oboe. What's her name? The cellist. But nevertheless, this is Dave Hedson. Now let's see, you got Sean Connery, and then George Lazenby, which on Her Majesty's Secret Service, just a wonderful movie, just epic. And that Louis Armstrong song, Got All the Time in the World, is epic, and they used it again in the last movie. And then you had Sean Connery again, then Roger Moore, then Timothy Dalton, and then Pierce Brosnan, and then of course Daniel Craig. And I remember about maybe a little over a decade ago, the guy who played Q, Llewellyn, had a book out, and you could have bought him autographed for like $30. I wish I got one because he died right after that. But anyways, here you go. There's the Dave Hedson. These are on card autographs, so just beautiful. They're really nice cards, but this is probably the level of autographs you're usually gonna get. You know, I'd say about 1 out of every 4 boxes you might get a bigger star, but that's a bigger character at least. So he was a CIA equivalent to James Bond in the movies, or CIA connection. Alright, so nice, pretty decent autograph. You can make it out. And then we'll have more of these lesser characters. Jake Seal, and that's the problem with like Star Wars cards too. You get all these people who are like barely on screen for half a second. But that's Jake Seal, 007. So there you go, as bartender in Quantum of Solace. So is this the one he goes, oh, would you like shaken or stirred? And he goes, I don't give a damn. So Jake Seal. So he gets his moment in the limelight here on my little channel. Alright. Another similar situation. Pretty nice card and autograph. But Stanley Morgan, he was in Dr. No. So the very first James Bond movie. Stanley Morgan. Congratulations, this limited autograph card has been personally signed by Stanley Morgan as concierge in Dr. No. And that also looks to be, says up to 2015, so maybe that was a 2015 set. So still cool to get somebody from the original movie. I do have one James Bond book I got, I believe, from Russia with Love, the paperback with, and you know how on the edge of the paper they'll have like gold on from Russia with Love. It's all red, like Soviet red, and that's pretty cool. Never read it. I still have it in a wrapper, so that's pretty cool. So I do have an original dime novel Ian Fleming book, and I did listen to back in the day when I was really into James Bond, you know, like mid 2000 to 2007 or 8 or somewhere in there. I was getting like the books on tape from other authors who've since moved on, mostly from the library, and they're pretty good. But here's the biggest thing I think they made a mistake on. Let's show you this guy first. George Robisic. Obviously that looks like Moonraker probably. But the biggest mistake, I think, one of the biggest mistakes they made, because they did a movie like, I'd say like 2004 or 5, and then they did one in like 2008. Why didn't they do one in 2007? That would have been perfect marketing. Two, whoosh, somebody shoots the 2 out, and then you're left with 007. So I never understood how they missed that opportunity after putting movies out for 50 years. So that's a lost opportunity in my opinion. But here you go. Congratulations. Oh no, so he's a Gemini 16 astronaut and he only lived twice. So there we go. Let's see, and then you got the man with the golden gun with tattoo from Fantasy Island. And then didn't they have Khan in there too? In one of those movies. So anyways, that's pretty cool. Please, Mr. Bond. Blofeld. Don't kill me, I'll buy you a delicatessen. No! That's one of my favorite lines from the movie, where he gets the helicopter and that Blofeld was remote control flying, and then he comes up and picks up his little, with the skid on the helicopter, picks up the dude's wheelchair, and you can tell it's a dummy, and dumps him off inside of the giant smokestack. And Blofeld's like, Mr. Bond, please don't kill me, please. I'll buy you a delicatessen. No. That's just epic. My favorite James Bond movie has to be Octopussy, though. Just epic, just awesome. That plane out of the horse carriage at the beginning and the horse trailer is just epic. Really good movie. But I like most of them. There's a few other, you know. But and then the one with the invisible car with Pierce Brosnan, that's when they went too far. Anyways, so there you go, George. He gets a moment, because this isn't going to be a long video, people. Alright, then we have Colin Stinton. So Colin Stinton, nice autographs though. They did a good job. So at least these people cared enough. You know, they probably figure out probably just bit character in most shows and movies. So they're going to leave their mark and they're going to do a good job of it. So that's nice. Another nice autograph. It's Dr. Greenwalt in Tomorrow Never Dies. So there you go. British actors. But we got a real nice one. Them boys, man, they would be knocking down my door to see this last card I'm going to show you at the end. But old James is keeping them at bay so they can be watching on their NSA devices, or they can watch me recording this video, I swear. All them presidents. Alright, so next one we got is Christopher Bowen. So pretty nice autograph, Christopher Bowen, and he played Commander Richard Day in Tomorrow Never Dies. So you can pick these hobby boxes up. They were about $100 probably at the time. Probably not getting your money's worth, but it's still kind of fun. Alright, next we have Joe Chitwood. So I don't know, let's see what old Joe did. Joey. Joey? I don't know how to say that. Never seen that spelling before. And he played Charlie in Live and Let Die. So, you know, I always liked Roger Moore, but then of course I liked Sean Connery. I thought his were good when I went back and watched them. Blown away by how good George Lazenby was in his solo movie. Let's see, Octopussy, probably my favorite. From Russia with Love. Obviously the Roger Moore movies were a little more goofy and cheesy and comedy-ish moments, but I liked them. That's what I grew up with. Timothy Dalton's probably my least favorite, just because he only did 2 and one of them wasn't very good. Pierce Brosnan was good, about half of them. And I like Daniel Craig. I couldn't remember his name, and that's exactly the problem. I like him as James Bond, but because they don't have a whole lot of James Bond kind of typical stuff like gadgets and all that, you just don't really want to watch him multiple times. I mean, maybe twice. Like the last one, I was so disappointed in the ending. I've only seen it once. So he's got good movies, but usually maybe twice is as many times as I want to see him. But like these, like Octopussy, I can watch like 50 times. You know, so yeah. He did good movies, just I don't know, memorables, not memorable, but not rewatchable so much. So hopefully they'll go in a new direction, give us a little bit of, you know, a little bit of both. So here's a cool card, people, and I'm going to show you the back. This is a hand numbered card, 170 of 250. Autograph card signed by Ola Rapace, contains an authentic piece of wardrobe material from the movie Skyfall, which is an excellent movie. Now, thing about this guy here, he was married to what's her face, Rapace, the girl with the dragon tattoo in those movies, and she was also the doctor chick from Prometheus, the one that got impregnated with the alien, and then she's the one that David killed in Alien Covenant, so she just barely made like a cameo in that, but she was married, so that's how she got this last name, Rapace, and so that was her husband, but they're divorced now. But the girl with the dragon tattoo, so this was her husband. 170 of 250. That's a nice looking card, a piece of his suit. Decent autograph, nothing to write home about, but still on card. Nice piece of the actual uniform that he's wearing there. So pretty sweet, nice cards. Alright folks, now we're getting down to the big ones. This is kind of in the middle, big. It's not huge, but it's it's way above these other ones that I showed you. And this would be Naomi Harris, The Women of James Bond, which was its own little set where you would just get the women. And that's Naomi Harris, and she played, I think she was Moneypenny, right? Yes. So she was the Daniel Craig's version of Moneypenny, but had a little more action and a little more scenes that she was out in the field and stuff like that. She's pretty somewhat famous actor. Naomi Harris, excuse me. It's Miss Moneypenny in Skyfall. So, pretty nice autograph. I'm sure Bill and the boys like this one. She's pretty. But that's not the big one. The second biggest one, it might actually be the most expensive one, just because of who it is, but I would put this as the second best, and that is Dave Bautista. So this should go right along with my wrestling cards that I just showed you yesterday. So here's another wrestler, Dave Bautista, who played one of the heavies in 007. Of course, WWE wrestler, famous back in the day with old Randy Orton and Triple X and Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, their little group. What were they called? Anyways, my brother's favorite wrestler is Dave Bautista. I thought he was okay. He was a little slow, so he kind of just did the same thing over and over, like the spear, and put a guy in the corner and kept hitting with his shoulder. So it wasn't like the most athletic wrestler. His power bombs were cool, but very, very limited, but still pretty cool. Read his book when I was on the wrestling that I was talking about the other day. I think grew up in Washington, D.C., kind of a troublemaker, got in a lot of trouble, kind of like similar story to Mike Tyson. Interesting read, but most famous for Guardians of the Galaxy. So Dave Bautista from Spectre, Mr. Hinks in Spectre. So pretty sweet. Alright people, drum roll. We're gonna get a Bond girl, and one of the most beautiful Bond girls there ever was, and one of the Bond girls that just stayed beautiful for her whole life. You see her on infomercials now, and she's still really pretty for as old as she probably is. You know, 50, she's probably in her 70s now. And that is the beautiful Solitaire from Live and Let Die, Miss Jane Seymour. So the beautiful Jane Seymour, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. But this was like, she was, I think, 18 or 19 when she did this movie. Just gorgeous. She was so beautiful, and she's still really pretty. Just beautiful, beautiful signature. You guys ready? Oh boy, hey, I can hear Bill Clinton watching on the NSA being like, dang nabbit, James. Oh, there goes the fire truck. Why didn't you let us be there for this? Because we wanted to put a little clash in this show. Alright guys, ready? Boom. Miss Jane Seymour, wow. Look at that autograph, just beautiful. She was so pretty. I mean, even this picture doesn't do her justice from that movie. You gotta see her. She's just beautiful. Of course, she lost her powers when she lost her virginity to old James. But that's a beautiful card, beautiful woman, beautiful actress. Just wow. I mean, what else can you say but wow? So that's cool. So that's the best of the James Bond autographs that I got, in my opinion. Dave Bautista's pretty cool. Naomi Harris is pretty good, and then the rest, you know, are okay. You know, so every now and then you get a good one. Unfortunately, didn't pull any of the James Bonds, but that's okay. because sweet Jane Seymour. Alright, folks, so there you go. There's my old style classics 007 cards with the beautiful Jane Seymour, who worked with you, Roger. Yes, she did work with me, and she was quite lovely. Yes, you have to admit, old Sean James, I did work with some of the most beautiful Bond girls ever, didn't I? You sure did. You sure did, Roger. Oh boy. Alright, everybody, see you later. Bye.